Hello, world history students. This is Ms. Ramos. This is a quick little tutorial video on how to do your blog posts. So first I'm going to show you where the instructions are, then we're going to go to the Newseum Front pages, and then I'm going to show you how to post the item into your Weebly. So we got three things we're going to do. So the first thing to start off with is going to the class website, ramosworld.weebly.com. And then you need to make sure you click 2017-18, and that'll take you to the introductory unit, which we're wrapping up today, as we can see here with our Newseum blog post, and then we'll be getting into the first unit. So right here we have the 4 Worlds current event blog post. 4 Worlds is when we talked about spice, and you had a little chart handout I gave you, and I said, don't lose this. We'll be coming back to this the rest of the year. So if I come back up to the top of my instructions here, we're going to be going to the Newseum Front pages and finding a news article. Then we're going to select a news article from there, from somewhere in the world. Let's make this 4. And except for the United States, your article must be at least 4 paragraphs long and not be an advertisement or editorial piece. After reading the article, you're going to complete a 2-paragraph blog post. In the first paragraph, you're going to summarize the article in your own words, title, hyperlinked, the name of the author, name of the newspaper, publication, country where it took place. And then in the second paragraph, you're going to make the connection. Which of those 4 worlds is it related to? Why you chose it? How your opinion on the subject matter, and how would you solve the problem if there's an issue or problem to be addressed? Now you might be thinking, how am I going to do all of that? I have sentence frames. You do not have to use these sentence frames, but if you're like, how do I get all that information in? I have sentence frames with where you could put different things in. You by no means have to do it in one of these ways. I even give you a little reminder that newspaper title is in italics. The article title goes in quotes, okay? And here's an example from, I think this is probably 2 years ago, when we did this. And so here's a little sample paragraph entry, and I'll use this one when we're going to be demoing in your blog post. Okay, so I'm going to come back up here, go to Newseum Front pages. When you get to the Newseum Front pages after clicking this link, you're going to scroll down a little bit, and it gives you newspapers from around the world. Okay, so right here you can go international. It's going to give you a bunch of international ones. You can search by or narrow it down by region. Okay, so say I'm going to go for an article in Asia. Okay, and say I'm going to come here, and some of them, like this, looks like it may not be in English. So you can click them, and it'll take you to a closer view of the home page, or a screenshot, a PDF of the home page. And it appears to be loading. So the page is not there. So sometimes, you know, website links get a little wonky. So here we go. I don't think I'm going to be able to read this. Now, for some of my students that you might be able to read in another language, you can go ahead and use these, okay? And then there's also the translating extensions as well. But I'm going to come back to my home over here, and I'm going to come over here. This one, I'm just going to click here, see what this one looks like. Okay, this one appears to be in English. So again, this is just a PDF of the front page. I want to go to the actual website because I'm going to want to read the article. I'm going to need to get the link to hyperlink to. And you can just scroll around. You have the home page here. You can click on different tabs. And these will kind of help you narrow down and help you out with categorizing your themes. Now remember, an article may have more than one theme of history. It could be political and economics. It could talk about all of the different themes. So that's where you got to use your critical thinking and get your sexy on. Okay, so I'm scrolling through here, and This one seems a little interesting, two-child policy. So say I'm looking at this and Assam to table two-child population policy in next assembly session. So say this is an article I wanted to do. Well, right here, this would be the link that I'm going to be needing for my blog post. So I have information. It's longer than 4 paragraphs. So maybe this would be the one I'm going to do. So then I'm going to need to log into my Weebly account. So I'm going to go to Weebly. I'm going to go to my Weebly and I'm going to log in to my Weebly account. And I'm going to log into one of the ones I use for first period to demo. Not now. Okay, so when you get here to your Weebly landing, you're going to come to edit because you're going to edit on the website that you created because we're going to be working on that website. Okay, and so you guys should have your homepage done. This is just the one I have for my demo for the About Me, and I need to get to my blog page. Now, depending on how your theme is, some themes have a 3-line up here, and I need to get that to get my blog. Others of you have it over here. Some of you have it on the side. Wherever you have the titles of your different pages that we set up, you're going to need to go to the one that's labeled blog. So I click my blog, and it says click here to edit. Now, when you're looking at your blog page, they'll all be formatted like this. They'll have author, archives, categories on the side, and new posts, comments, and blog settings. This lets you know you're on the right page. This is going to look different than the formatting of your home page. It should. Okay, so we're going to create a new blog post. So we're going to go ahead and click here, new blog post. Okay, so here we have the post title. And you can either title the name of your article, or I'm just going to do for this one for right now, I'm going to put 4 world's first current event. Okay, and you have your drag elements here. So again, I'm going to need to drag a text box. Some kids, they finished rather quickly last year and they would find pictures relating to their image. Remember, you got to use royalty-free images, photos for class, if you're going to do anything like that, unless you're going to draw your own picture representation, screenshot, and upload it. Okay, but right now we're just doing text. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here to my 4 worlds instructions, and I'm just going to copy the first frame, and I'm going to use this to do a mock-up for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to type this in here. Okay, so in the city or country, so I'm going to come back over here to my article. So we are talking about so the BJP government in Assam has decided to table population policy. So it looks like this is part of where they're trying to limit this. So Assam to table 2-child population. So it looks like if I go through and scan through the article, his government has set 4 new universities. Okay, so this is in India. So the Indian government is going to have a 2-child policy. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here. So and I'm going to get rid of this. And my article is in India. the number of children a family may have is in the news. Okay, so that's going to ask me for my author. So if I come back over here, the author of this story is Manoj Anand. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here to my Weebly, and I'm going to put the name of the author, Manojanand, discusses, and you'd elaborate on the topic, and then the article title is going to go in quotes. So here's my article title. So I'm going to copy this. This is when it's okay to copy and paste. So I'm going to put my article title in here. And sometimes article titles become larger. I want this to be the same as the rest. So I'm going to come over here. And it looks like it's going to be different formatting. So I'm just going to go ahead and retype it here where I can see it. So I'm going to put a sum to table. And I'm just going to copy what I copied in here. I'm going to type it actually. Child population policy and next assembly session. Remember, article titles go in quotes, and I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this here and the name of the newspaper. So I'm going to come back over here, and the name of the newspaper is Deccan Chronicle. And so right here where it have the newspaper, I'm going to type in the Deccan Chronicle. And names of newspapers are going to be in italics. I'm going to highlight and do my italics. And it also asked that you hyperlink the title of the article. So this is the link for my article. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to copy my link. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to highlight where I wrote the title of my article. And I'm going to come over here to this thing that looks kind of like a paperclip link looking item. And I'm going to create a link, and this is called hyperlinking. And we're going to be going to a website URL, and I'm going to paste it in. And so when I click outside of my box, it's in a different color. Please have your text in black, depending on your form, unless you have a crazy formatting. But I would prefer that your links be in blue. So I'm going to highlight this again and change it to blue or something that will stand out. And of course, my internet is being a little crazy right now. So I'm going to highlight my title. I'm going to come over here. Maybe purple will work. Okay, so purple. And so I have it. So that lets me know that that is my link. Okay. So add details here. Space a couple times. Oops, I forgot. Need to indent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add. And you guys are going to add your second paragraph. Requirements here. And then when you're done, you're going to go ahead and hit post. Double check your editing and capitalization and everything. And then you can see what it'll look like live. You remember, you must hit publish after you add new things. Otherwise, I won't be able to see them because I see the public view of your website. Okay, so if I come here, Here is my blog post. I'm on my blog page. And here is that blog post. Okay, and that is how you create a blog post and use Newseum front pages and complete your assignment.